So Songhai at 6-0, although we were matchmaking for quite a while, so this person might not be on the exact same record as us. Still, we should respect them. Especially if they're Kalios, that probably means if they've got a good Kalios deck, that means they're really taking advantage of the Bloodborne spell, because Kalios is not normally that strong. So either this is a good player, a lucky player, or a really gross deck, so we should be prepared. So Pandora is expensive. I want to get rid of one of these 4-drops. Probably Handcart, although it's nice to have ranged minions as a win con to develop towards. I think being able to defend ourselves will be more useful in the first few turns against Songhai, even though we're going first. Especially as we don't have a 2-drop right now. Okay, we have a 2-drop. That's good. Let's see if we can find a slightly better 2-drop to play first. No. It's a shame, because I'd like to keep this as a Herald plus Lucent Beam on the off chance our opponent finds themselves a 4-Winds Mega or something. We have other healing effects, so it's not the end of the world, but you know, it's a nice to have. I mean, there's a good chance this is just going to pop a Keyboard Holder next turn anyway. Like, we go down here, up here, play the Petra Dread Flare, which is just R3 drop, and blow up a ranged minion. Let's hope they don't play a Widowmaker, because that would suck. On this basis. That's a bit annoying. It makes playing the Blistering Scorn kind of awkward. So random enemy minion. So, do I take 4 in order to trade? That is the question. So I have the option of coming down here, attacking it, coming up, trading, and playing this Primus. So locks my opponent down, gives me the board in a big way. You know, might well tempt some removal, and leads really nicely into me taking this mana tile and dropping the Ironcliffe on the following turn. It's quite unlikely that my opponent will be able to kill this and take this mana tile. So I'm generally a fan of anything that lets me play Ironcliffe on turn 3, so I think we'll go for that even though we take the damage. I'm going to replace this Dreadflare now. We're not so worried about range minions as we are against River. So it's important to kill the Jade Monk first, so that our Primus doesn't take damage, and we control this tile. So it kind of sucks a bit that our opponent gets to profit off of that exchange by 4 damage, but we get to profit by mana, at least, and certainly by board state. We do this guy again, not helpful. We do also have a little bit of healing that can make up for the self-damage there. Okay, if I could top deck Healing Mystic right now, that'd be great. Actually, it's not so big a deal. I can play Scorn or use my Bloodborne spell and kill this. One thing's for sure, I do have to kill this. Even if my opponent has 0 spells in hand, they've got a blink. So this Owl Beast is really dangerous already. So I think that puts a bit of a dampener on the Ironcliffe plan. It's a bit sad. So the question now is, do I use up my Bloodborne spell? I can play the Scorn, come around here, kill this. I'm left with a 3-1 provoke and a 4-4. I can move Argian between myself and my opponent, which kind of sets me up slightly better for taking this tile and or playing Raw. So I think I'll play the Scorn in the middle. So if I just punch this, cast this guy, and come on. So my opponent can now kill this with their face, but it locks them in position, roughly equalizes our life totals, and, you know, obviously we got rid of an Owl Beast Sage, so that's important. It's pretty much an even trade, but I'm okay with trading a Primus for an Owl Beast Sage and 3 damage to my opponent's face. Okay. So we can Lucent Beam that, and play Silverguard. I think that's pretty reasonable. Sorry. I think that's definitely reasonable with this on the table. If we play... This can't move, but it can still kill the Kaido Assassin, right? I guess that's just value. Yeah, actually, we can just kill this. My opponent may have missed that interaction. I'm going to come up here so I can use my Raw, play a Silver Guard, pop this, and use my Raw while it's available. So now we have a 5/5, which prevents my opponent from just killing this for free unless they have a removal spell. This is boring. That's better. Ooh, that's much better. So, if we're lucky, this baits out like an Onyx Bear Seal, my opponent kills this, plays like a small crappy thing, and then we slam an Ironcliffe. If we're even luckier, they can't do anything, and we get a bunch of value. Ooh, that's scary. That's fine. How much do we care about this panda? We care some amount about the panda. Trying to think. So I can repulsor beast it to the middle of nowhere, but it'll be back in a couple of turns because of this, and that takes basically my entire turn. I can dispel it, but the only way I have of doing that is dispelling the Silver Guard Knight, which I'm sure as hell not doing. So what I think I might do instead is play this over here. Move this over here, sorry. Play the Ironcliffe there. Roar it. Move in this direction. Let's stay safe. And I think I just get in for 5. Like, there's a very real chance we just top deck Divine Bond and win the game on the spot. Which of these do I want to keep hold of? I want to maintain my buffs, so I'm going to replace the Lightbender. Or Provoke. Awesome. This guy just... This Putrid Dreadflame is so keen. He's on it. He's so excited. He's like, come on, come on, I want to harass some ranged units. And Arjun's like, no, he's Kalios, not River. What are you doing? Alright, so we've probably got this. The Panda can trade with the 5/3. I'm okay with that. Again, we're profiting off that exchange. We got him for 5. We've still got a 5/10 in play. So, this could be bad if the opponent has an Onyx Bear Seal. Even Repulsor Beast is pretty bad. Come up here, trade, and then play a 4-drop. Could be bad for us. But this is mostly fine. That's not fine. But we can deal with that. So, bye-bye Dreadflare. Do we hit Divine Bond? No. So I think we Repulsor Beast this and kill it with the Ironcliffe Guardian. And we can also develop this Primus. I think that curves out neatly, so I think all we need to do is just this. Noms. I think I'm actually going to trade damage here. If my opponent had Inner Focus in hand, they definitely would have used it last time to get in the 6 off the Scarlet Viper on the Ironcliffe Guardian. So they probably don't have it, which means I'm probably safe to leave my back exposed and get a bit closer, trade some damage, because I'm winning very hard at the moment. I'm probably even winning a grindy game if it comes to that, but it won't. Like, either I'll kill him or he'll burst me down. But I feel like the burst is pretty unlikely. The more time I give my opponent to draw cards, there we go. I was clicking on the wrong thing. Well played. Well, we got this, 7-0. We are going infinite. How many? I think I've had 2 runs that didn't go to 7 wins since I started this series. So I think we're doing pretty well. Ooh, this is good. Okay, so we don't need the 7-drop yet. We're going first. We have a choice between Jaxi and Fizz. Battle Pets are stupid. But the stats on this one are quite good. I think I'm going to replace this. It's mostly there to trigger Lucid Beam. And since we have Jaxi, which is a really good kind of setup E2 drop, I'd rather have this. Okay, of the two ranged minions, given we have Jaxi in play, Arrow Whistler has slightly more value because she can buff it. So let's replace the hand cards. The nice thing about Jaxi is that the opponent generally doesn't want to kill it early on. So similarly to things like As a Herald, where they have the 4 toughness, it normally gets to take a mana tile. Or sometimes, you know, just trade. Like Primus Fisting on this tile and trading is a really nice thing to do. That's a bit scary. What can we do about it? We don't have a way of healing ourselves in order to Lucid Beam. We can attack the opponent with Jaxi, heal them, and Lucid Beam, which is like really keen, but we'll get rid of it. Let's replace this first and see what comes up. Tempest. Not great. Technically, Tempest plus Lucid Beam will also clear this out, including the general hit. I think I'd rather develop my Healing Mystic. This is kind of a cute play. It gets really heavily rewarded if the Jaxi spawns behind me. If not, at least it gets me a bit of tempo. Alright, cool. So now I heal my opponent, and then blast this for 4, and kill it. So that actually worked out really well. That was a very interesting play. And yeah, we got rewarded for throwing away the Jaxi on the 50-50. This is nice as well, because now it kind of pressures my opponent into moving towards it. Is that a Blood Tear Alchemist? Alright, fine. That's still fine, because that's trading a card for a card, because I get to kill this with Arjun for more or less free. That's scary? Yeah, especially with my... What? Why would you attack me? That's so greedy. I mean, I'm not complaining, but you just roll this and kill this. We don't even need to use the Tempest. That's fantastic. Because I can come down here and develop the Arrow Whistler, or I can play Sunseer. I think I like the Arrow Whistler more. My opponent has to deal with this card. So we just kill this. It means we don't get to kill the Blood Tear Alchemist this turn, but it's not too much of a threat, so I'm not too worried. I think I'll replace the Tempest for now. I might regret that later. But I don't want Arrow Whistler to get caught up in it if I can help it. So this is a good draw because it lets us protect the Whistler. This is a good draw because it's a Blistering Scorn. Like 1 damage on the Whistler is a lot less than 2 because it still doesn't die to a general hit then. Oh my. Punished. Well, not really. Bit of card advantage, really. Man, opponent's getting really aggressive here. I guess it makes sense because they want to pressure this thing, but they're really keen on attacking my life total. Okay, I have 5 mana. Kind of like playing this plus as a Herald. Certainly I want to play this to protect my Arrow Whistler this turn. Divine Bond's an interesting draw. I can just play it on this to kill the Blood Tear Alchemist, and then move Arjun up here. But I think I'd rather kind of keep it simple. Shoot this, shoot it, and block off some space like this. Yeah, let's go here. This basically means the Dervish from the Ethereal Obelisk is highly unlikely to be able to even reach the Arrow Whistler should my minions die. More White Widows. This guy's really keen on White Widows. We have a Sunbloom and obviously a ranged unit. Alright, so that's a dead Silver Gauntlet, which sucks, but yeah. Actually, the Sunbloom's really good here. That lets us just get aggressive. Still tempted by this Divine Bond, but I don't feel like it does a lot. So I can raw this and start getting in for actual damage with it, which is nice. I can move away, raw this, run away. I'm still probably just killing the 2/2 though. But I should keep these guys within range of each other. I think I will replace this Divine Bond. Sky Burial. So I guess I can go raw on one of my minions, attack, attack, Sky Burial the White Widow. It's sort of okay. I think I like the elegance of the Sunbloom more, although it does mean that my opponent still gets a 3/4 body to contest this with. Then again, maybe I just raw this and shoot the White Widow in the face. I think that's probably the better play. Kill that. Do I still dispel this? Quite possibly I dispel this. Yeah, go on. I want to spend my mana. Let's just dispel it. And then attack it anyway. Because playing around Whispers of the Sands is useful. Solarius is a good draw that pulls me ahead on cards, which I kind of need. Because if my opponent had... Oh, wow. Huh. I mean, I guess we can kill that, but... Ugh. Ray is not a big deal. Dies to this, and then dispels it. Well, this just got interesting. Right, Sky Burial is doing nothing. We can establish that. That's a really good draw. That's probably the play. Oh, the annoying thing here is that if I want to kill this, I have to run in the Azure Herald. Or I guess let the Ironcliffe Guardian take 5 of the damage. That's not terrible. Can even play the Solarius. Let it get dispelled. Doesn't seem worth it. Don't have this back yet. You know what? I think I might just risk the Blistering Scorn wreckage. So risk my opponent being able to ping the Arrow Whistler. I think I need to get this out to kill all of this basically. I can trade. I can get my Azure Herald to kill an Iron Dervish, which is pretty good. So my life total's not looking so hot right now, but that's okay. Like, we have a bunch of good protective minions. If my opponent has a Scorn or another Blood Tear Alchemist to kill the 4/1, it still did a lot of work along the way, so I can't be too unhappy about that. And they've only got 2 cards left in hand, so with the Amara, I can see why my opponent might have been quite so aggressive. That is fine. He's going to regret that. Yes, please make this trade. Do me a favor. Okay, I think we win the game now. That was an extremely weak turn for my opponent. So we have the option of Ironcliffe, Solarius, or Storm Metal Golem. I think I'm just going to play the big defensive unit. Where do I want him to go? Let's go here. I'm actually going to bring my general around, because my opponent's being so aggressive. Do I want this golem? I think I just want both of these cards. They're both good options. Like, this is a slow option, this is a fast option. Yeah, my opponent's being so aggressive that it's making me a bit nervous. So I think I'm going to try and spread out my forces so that if he wants to keep hitting me in the face, he has to make decisions about which one to pick. Like, the further away I am from this Arrow Whistler, which he, clearly doesn't have an answer for, the more awkward it is for my opponent to go after the Arrow Whistler or to go after me, specifically. This is a... alright. It's a thing. So that first sword is, like, pretty far away. Do we have lethal? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we're one off. Let's replace this, because I feel like I want to either... Oh my. Yeah, that'll probably do. You're a 7/7 now. Go face. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to deploy Pandora somewhere where the first sword of a crane can't attack it. If I put it there... If I put it here, the first sword can probably attack the minion it spawns. But it's also slightly more likely to protect me from rush minions. Have I moved yet? Yes. Do I care that much about it dying? I can just put it here and shoot the first sword so they trade, but I'd rather shoot my opponent so I win. Yeah, let's put it here. It just blocks off slightly more space. I think I'm supposed to kill this to play around Whisper to the Sands, but my opponent only has the one card, so there's probably not that much that they can do to deal me 9 damage with a provoke. That's pretty good. I forgot about Dominate Will. Supposed to play around that. Never punished.